Okay, everyone, this is NEmUS review on the 2024 Miami Formula One Sprint. Today, we have two topics to speak about. One being Lewis Hamilton's fucking acts of international terrorism. Kevin Magnussen being the fucking PIMP of the 2024 Formula One season. I mean, oh my god. Alright, let's start on topic number one. Sir Lewis Hamilton commits acts of fucking terrorism at turn 1, lap 1. This boy Lewis sees a gap, hears Ayrton Senna whispering in his ears, and he fucking sends it, ruining Lando in the two Astons race. I mean, I know, what did we think Lance was gonna do? Go out and fucking win the race? But hey, come on. But yeah, you know, Lewis Hamilton just commits fucking terrorism. We don't say nothing. FIA don't care. And I know what you guys are thinking, okay? Lewis Hamilton had enough room to fucking send it, okay? The suicide bomb was fucking justified. I say no. These boys need to turn to the right. And where is he going? Where they're gonna turn to the right. And I know what you guys are thinking. Yo, Nima, that shit makes no sense. And I'd be like, yo, shut the fuck up. Kevin Magnussen, on the other hand, this boy got 20 plus seconds of penalties. He has 8 penalty points for the season already, and the dude does not give a fuck. His contract is ending this year. He's telling Haas, like, yo, I'm a team player. I still got it in me, dog, alright? I'm still a dirty, nasty dog. Kevin Magnussen is sitting in 8th place. And in the sprint races, the points only go up to 8th place. First being 8 points, 8th being 1 point. You get the gist. Kevin Magnussen is in 8th place. His teammate, Nico Hülkenberg, is in 7th. What does Kevin Magnussen do? Lewis Hamilton is on K-Mag's fucking ass. The dude is not giving up. Kevin Magnussen decides, fuck it, I'm not getting this point, but neither is Lewis. When you think that's all, the man from Japan makes a fucking show out. He comes in and he fucking takes both positions. Through goes Hamilton. Oh my god. And we all jumped in unison. Kevin Magnussen is doing dirty ass tactics, getting 10-second penalties handed out left and right, penalty points, all this shit. But he does not give a fuck. He's running Lewis off track. He's cutting corners. He's braking later than Lewis, blocking the corner off. He doesn't give a shit. If Lewis is in front of him before the corner, if the axle is in front of K-Mag's car, K-Mag doesn't give a shit. He believes that he is entitled to that corner. And you know what? Respect. K-Mag has one of the best responses afterwards. He gets interviewed, and what he says is, all the penalties were well deserved, but I had to play the game. This motherfucker is the PIMP. But just when you think that's it, when you think Lewis Hamilton is gonna be all pissed, the guy comes back with a more gangster response. I think that's pretty honest of him, and I think it's pretty cool. What? Anyways, that's all we have to talk about for the sprint. There was probably a little bit more that happened. You know, Orlando and the Astons got their races fucked, but, you know. But look, I'm going to come back for after the race. You know, we had qualifying. You know, what a shocker. Max takes pole. All right, guys. We're all fucking shocked. All right. We didn't expect that. Max Verstappen takes pole position. We all knew that shit was going to happen, guys. All right. Yeah! I've given myself some time to really collect my thoughts, and let me tell you, I'm fucking blown away. So the race starts, and lap 1, turn 1, Checo decides to pull a Hamilton and suicide bomb the first corner. Luckily enough, he hits nobody, almost missing his teammate by like a centimeter. Everyone gets out unscathed. Piastri makes his way up to P2, so that's a good start. Later on in the race, we have Lewis Hamilton chasing down a Haas again. I don't know what his beef with Haas is, but fuck it. So I recorded half of this fucking video, and I ended up not recording the mics. Alrighty, what do I notice in the first few laps? The broadcast is screwed. I noticed that when they're showing me Lewis Hamilton, I'm getting a name tag of Piero Ferrari or whatever his name is. I'm getting on board of Zhou Guan Yu while they're trying to show me Lando Norris. When they're showing me that they're talking to Zach Brown, I hear. We're in lap 24, Max pits and ends up giving Lando the lead. Lando's able to bridge a decent enough gap to Max. In lap 27, Abu Bakar Al Magnussen and Sargent decide to crash at Sargent's home race. You can imagine how he felt. They crash and the safety car gets deployed. When the safety car comes in, you think Max is gonna jump on Lando. But no. By the time DRS is available to all the drivers, Max is not within a second to Lando. If you're within a second to the driver in front of you, you get DRS. Lando's flying off into the distance. You think Max is gonna end up sliding his tires up and catching Lando, but no. Lando is making the gap bigger and bigger lap by lap. But by lap 39, Oscar Piastri and Carlos Sainz have been dueling each other for about 2 to 3 laps, trading positions back and forth, but they end up colliding. Piastri ends up touching the gearbox as Sainz, or like the rear wheel, and ends up breaking Piastri's front wing, pits, and in lap 40, Piastri ends up losing 2 more positions to Perez and Hamilton, which in my opinion was so.
Turns out Carlos ended up getting a 5-second penalty for that collision with Piastri. I guess it was deserved.
So now we get to the best part of this fucking race. This is one of the greatest races I've ever seen in my fucking life. Why? Because I'm a McLaren fan. McLaren agenda is real. Lando Norris is in the lead, and he's making the gap bigger and bigger between him and Max Verstappen, who's in P2, and Charles Leclerc behind him. Charles Leclerc is actually closer to Max than Max is to Lando. 4 seconds, 5 seconds, 6 seconds. I am blowing up. My heart is racing. I felt like I was gonna have a heart attack watching this race. I was jumping over and over again. I felt like a fucking idiot. And as we get to lap 54, I realize, Max, you have no hope of catching Lando. Lando throughout the race was putting in fastest laps left and right. See one lap, it would pop up, fastest lap, Lando Norris. Next lap, same thing. In the end, Lando Norris gets his first Grand Prix victory in Formula 1. This guy had 8 second place finishes, 7 third places, and we all would call him Lando No Win. Listen, I believe that this was one of the greatest races of 2024. Not my personal favorite because I am a McLaren fan. Lando Norris's first win, McLaren's first win from 2021, Max Verstappen not winning. I mean, what a fantastic weekend this was. This was a fantastic race. I had a blast watching it. I was jumping up and down like a fucking idiot. But I want to hear your guys' thoughts on this weekend in a whole, not just the Grand Prix, but the sprint, the qualifying, sprint qualifying.
Oh yeah, and I also forgot to mention Yuki finished P7. Let's fucking go.